Hi everyone, Brett from Metropole here. Well, I often get asked, how do I start investing in property? And there's a number of ways you can attack it, but I've narrowed it down to three things. The first thing is, do not focus on the property. If you start your property investing journey by focusing on the property, you're making a bad mistake. There's so much water that goes under the bridge before you get to that point, and the property should be the last thing you'd be considering. Likewise, if you ever speak to a property professional and they start by selling you a property, I'd probably run for the hills. There's so much water that goes under the bridge to understand your circumstances and where you are. Buying the property straight away is not the one you need to look at. The most important thing is to be prepared, and by that you should start by understanding your financial borrowing capacity. So speak to a professional finance strategist, not a bank or someone who does boats and caravans and cars, but a property specific finance strategist that can help you understand your borrowing capacity. And from there, I'd recommend doing a couple of things. Firstly, just because you're approved for $700,000 or $800,000, it doesn't mean you have to spend it. So work within your comfort zone. And the second thing is, make sure you have a buffer in place to ride out the good, the bad, and the ugly times. Once you have that pre-approval in place, you're all ready to go. Don't go out and start looking at property straight away. Actually consult with someone and get some advice. I'm not talking about the man at the barbecue or your mother's uncle's best friend who owns a couple of properties. I'm talking about sitting down with a property professional, someone who is known, proven, and trusted, and someone who's had a couple of decades of experience of investing. So they're going to be able to work in your best interest and give you a clear strategy and a plan. Begin with the end in mind and then start to put the steps in place to get there. 92% of investors in Australia really only own one or two investment properties. And while the number of properties don't matter, you clearly need more than one or two to create a substantial level of wealth. So they're my tips. Number one, don't start out with the property. Number two, go and assess your financial capacity and get a pre-approval in place and a buffer set up and work within your comfort level. And number three is seek advice from a professional before you jump in and take the plunge. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.